Hey everybody, it's me, DeogenZ, returning to you with another edition of Pokemon of the Week. Why have I been absent for so long, you wonder? Well, life takes its toll, and college classes are harder than you think, especially when you get up to the higher level courses. Taihen desu ne. Oh, yeah, and Japanese kanji's no cakewalk either. So today we're gonna go over one of my favorite 4th gen ghosts, of which the 2nd gen, it's original, I never thought would get an evolution, and it's Mismagius. Yes, the evolution of Mismagius, which I thought was a pretty complete poke as it was. I mean, I would like to see plenty more evolutions, I'm not saying that, but I really didn't intend for it to ever get an evolution. And the way that it works now, that we are in the 6th generation, is it still is going to serve as its two main sets, taking off its natural attributes of its high special attack, special defense, and speed, so you can see what variances we're going to work with if you're already onto the metagame mainframe, if you know what I'm talking about here. And if you don't, it's cool. That's why we go over it. And there's no options for your ability, so you're going to have to take Levitate and enjoy it, because it's a niche that Mismagius holds. And its niche is that's a special sweeper that's able to float and is not affected by normal type moves. It only has two weaknesses to be having in mind, which is Ghost and Dark type. However, it's important to note that if you encounter another sweeper on the side of your opponent, you might want to switch, because Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball are very common things in metagame, and it's just a good thing to anticipate your opponent. However, the Battle Institution. I didn't even know this thing existed in Pokemon X and Y. I just discovered it in Lumio City. It's kind of near the Hotel Richizme. Richizme? I don't know what it's called. That hotel place where you can do odd jobs and get more popular for doing them. It's in the northern half of Lumio City, and if you're lost, you could just take a cab there. It's really worth the fare that you'll put into it, because it's such a great testing site for a bunch of teams that you want to play on metagame. Now, the only one bad thing about that is that it only allows you to choose 3 pokes at a time. I guess that's the more classic style of Pokemon battling, where it's a 3-on-3 matchup, but I don't know, I personally like the 6-slot lineup. This way you've got more waiting in the wing, and there's a lot more trickery that could be had. But it's a good way if you want to power test and, move, rearrange for metagame, to get an idea of how that poke will work and what its rating would be with those other pokes surrounding it, the other two, before you even get online. So definitely check that out. I've been taking advantage of it and loving it. It's giving me a great idea for a bunch of teams. And Heracross, holy crap. I know he's not the poke of the week, but man, I'm going to definitely have to revisit him on my own series, Pokemon Potential, when the time comes. Because he's a sweeper, and just like him, Mismagius is a sweeper as well, at least with Witch's Plot set, which I personally like to use all the time, because that's just my playstyle. I am a hit 'em hard, hit 'em fast guy every time, and my philosophy is, if you don't even allow your opponent to set up anything, you don't even have to worry about taunts and all that other garbage. All you gotta do is get them off the field, and Mismagius is marvelous for doing that. Here's what you gotta do. Switch into something that it completely resists, like a ground type move that you anticipate coming, so maybe when you're doing those battle tests, you'll have an Electivire on your side too, another cool 4th gen evolution that I didn't expect. You'll have that on your side, and you'll bait an Earthquake out of somebody, switch for Mismagius, take the free switch to use Nasty Plot, and then wreak havoc with its pretty diverse move pool. It's not bad. I've seen a lot worse. And it only got better with the introduction of the 6th gen, because now it can use Dazzling Gleam, which means it's great against Dragon types, Fighting types, and Dark types. Freaking fantastic, considering that Dark types were one of your weaknesses. Shadow Ball, of course, is a must-include stab move, being that it's only got one type. Keep it simple, go down with Shadow Ball. Could use Phantom Force. I thought about it, and the advantage of that is that Phantom Force, it's kind of like Fly in that it takes one move to set up, and then the next move you attack, but the good thing is you cannot use Protect against it, because the Phantom will come right up behind you where you didn't protect, didn't have a force field. Now, we're going to come up with like the 7th gen, and there's going to be a dual barrier Protect that negates that. You watch, it'll happen. Nah, probably not. I hope not. There's just too many pokes. I couldn't imagine there being more. Maybe more evolutions, but not more pokes themselves. And just because I like the spread of super effectability that Thunderbolt has to hit with, I would include that too. And it's nice if you go up against, say, like a Staraptor. I'm finally getting pokes in my mind that you might come up against in metagame because I've been doing this Battle Institution for so long in the interim of, learning Nihongo, which is Japanese language. I've been, messing around with that and seeing all the possibilities. So hopefully I'm getting better myself at metagame without even having to verse anyone at metagame, which before was just, this is all, hearsay of what I think will work. And now I get to actually test it out, so it's pretty cool things. Additional moves-wise, like I said, you can choose based on, it's not like a move pool like maybe Lucario has, where, it's got the ability to switch between physical or special move sets, or, have a mixed effort value spread. Mismagius is not that at all, especially when you consider its base stats, the other half being all 60. It's kind of funny how its spread is. It's like half of it's 60, half of it's 105. We're always going to stick to that 105 section. There's just no sense in boistering up the 60. Well, there will be in the next set, but you'll see. So for the additional moves, it really comes down to what you lack in your own team. It's always going to come down to that, and that's why I recommend the Battle Institution. I hope it's called that. I'm hoping that I'm not misnaming it because, well, that would be very horrible for you trying to find it, because there might not be one, but I'm pretty sure it's called that. So look it up. And another option for powering up, speaking of things that are in the upward direction, Calm Mind. Calm Mind is cool in that it will boost not only your special attack, but your special defense, which is great because that is one of its natural defensive natures. It's naturally, especially defensively, bulky. Ooh, yeah, is that enough descriptive words for you? I hope so. Here's the one caveat of using Calm Mind in place of Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot will give you a +2, I believe, in your special attack, and Calm Mind only gives a +1. So if you're looking for absolute sweepability with just one switch out onto the stage that was given to you by a normal type attacking move or an earth-based attacking move, a ground type move, you want to go with Nasty Plot, just because you will be able to wipe the field much more effectively. Nobody, well, I wouldn't say nobody, but few people will be able to mess with your speed, and that's really how this witch's plot will work out for you. It's all about boosting and sweeping. So now, let's get on to the next set for all you defensive cats out there. Cats? What am I, from freaking 1950s? Anyway, the Fortitude Phantom set is for you defensive folks, not cats, because I doubt that felines would ever be versing in metagame, unless they're a Persian or something like that, or a Liepard. And with this one, you're gonna take advantage of special defense. However, I thought it would be a pretty cool idea to just see, and I haven't tested this out yet, mind you, but maybe you can, and let me know in the comments how it works below. We want to use the rest of the 252 in an equal distribution between physical and special defense. Reason for that is physical defense is so weak, so if you were hit with something like a crunch, which if you can anticipate that, get the hell out, because there's no way a Mismagius could take such force. But maybe, with this defensive investment, you might be able to take the brunt. Now, the reason I, aside from my playstyle of hit 'em hard, hit 'em fast, would waver against this set is because of its lacking recovery. Of course, you want to include leftovers, not Life Orb like the first set, so you can recover from time to time, well, each turn that Mismagius survives, in fact. But it's only a little boost, and it doesn't have any ability that, like a water absorb ability that will re-heal its health if it's hit with a certain type of move. It doesn't have any sort of healing moves besides Heal Bell, which, it's nice, yeah, okay. Erase statuses, that's pretty damn good and important if you want to have Mismagius more as a supportive player. But as far as recovering itself, it doesn't have the literal move Recover. It doesn't have, well, actually I'm sure it has Rest, but I'm not going to do a Chestoberry Rest set here. It just doesn't, it's not placed for it, really. And it doesn't have anything like an absorbing move like Giga Drain. It doesn't have a way to quickly recover its health. And I've seen some people suggest, oh, maybe use a substitute with this, but yeah, alright, substitute, cool, I guess you use Pain Split, and then you get your health back, but sorta. I don't know. When it comes to pokes that are going to be taking their health in their own hands for the usage of substitutions or setups, I oftentimes like it to be that they can automatically re-heal themselves, and I don't have to worry about it. She doesn't have Roost, she doesn't have anything of that nature, so when you're playing with the Fortitude Phantom set, keep that in mind. You're quite limited to what your already low hit points can do. And that's another little bummer for this poke, is that, you know, the first half of its stats are all in the 60s, so even with the maximization in the effort value ranges of 252 for that base stat of 60, it's still not going to be as significant as, say, well, obviously, a Blissey. And that's why they're in different tiers. It's simply because of those stats. So, in the end, if you stick to your correct tier, this set should be effective. And what's good about it is, if you play Mismagius as more as a supporter, you can heal your teammates for any status inflictions they have, like poison or burn, and then you yourself can inflict more caustic status ailments like Will-O-Wisp, which will break down any physical sweeper, because when you're burned, here's a little known fact, it at least was littly known to me until probably 5th gen, you know, no lies. I mean, it wasn't really an issue until I started versing people online hardcore. Apparently what Will-O-Wisp will do is negate some of your physical attacking force, which is fantastic. It's cool because, you know, each status move, each status affecting move, like paralysis or toxicity grows in its virility. Is that even virulence? That's it. That's the word. It grows in its virulence every turn. It will take more health each time. So it's not like burn where it's alright, takes a little bit of health, maybe about like the health that you would have recovered from leftovers. And that's what it takes. But each turn with toxic, if it doesn't switch out, it's getting worse. And with paralysis, you negate the person's speed and you're always going to go first. So all things to consider in the matter of how you're raising the effort values. The alternative to doing this defensive split, which I personally would go for because, you know, hit them hard, hit them fast, and if I can't hit them hard, I might as well go fast, is to have Substitute, Calm Mind, and 252 on your speed stat. The logic behind this is that behind a sub, you'll be able to set up, boost your special defense, boost your special attack, so it won't matter that you don't have any investment in it on the effort value side of things, because it's already naturally high. And this would also prevent you from wasting any effort values, at least in my opinion, to a stat that's inferior, physical defensiveness. So, all things to configure, all things to consider, and the Battle Institution is a brilliant place to bring those theories to test, especially if you don't want to waste time in trawling forums and just having a sparring partner, because, you know, that can sometimes be one of the hardest things, just getting somebody to test metagame theories on without them being a total douchebag. So, that's a place you can do it with NPCs, non-playable characters. I myself am DeogenZ, and I will see you next week, hopefully. No, definitely, because I'm almost at finals, and things are actually calming down for once, amazingly. But speaking of things that are calming down, and I'm not talking calm mind here, although it would be cool to keep a calm mind, is that this series is ending. I know, it's a bummer, because quite frankly, I love discussing Pokemon with you. It's why this video went longer than it had to. I got my condenser mic back, so now I want to hear the quality in full ranges, and also, you know, got that timing thing back, so it's exciting to me. I'm like, oh, I gotta go talk to my Poké nerd friends, because they're the only ones who understand the Battle Institution and stuff like that. So, a spiritual successor to this series, after episode 100 airs on Planet Poke, will be my brand new series on my channel, youtube.com/DeogenZ, and it is called Pokemon Potential. Now, here is the cool potential for you folks at home watching. Would you like to get a shiny every 10 episodes? Because that's what I'm proposing. Every set of 10 that I serve up on my channel will garner you a chance to win a shiny poke. Now, the way that I'm going to do this, just so you know before you click on over to my channel, is it's more than just subscribing, it's more than just liking, you have to subscribe and share the video. I mean, I'm not going to force you to like it, you could do whatever you want, feel to give the rating it deserves, truly. However, now that Google Plus is activated and I'm trying to figure out with this horrible YouTube layout how to interact with the fans more, because inboxes surely don't seem to be the way anymore, I'm going to just suggest from now on people post their proposed sets for future series in the comment section, just because I can read that. And Google Plus gives me that annoying little bell notification, so I'll know every time you share a video. And the way it'll work is that you want to tune in every week, even though by the 10th week, or the set of 10, whatever we're at, comes around, that's when the random giveaway will happen. You'll want to tune in every week, because each time you share gives you another chance, gives you another token, let's say, in the random number generator to possibly grab a shiny. So if you share for all 10 of those episodes, you have 10 chances to win. And if, say, you're the only one doing it, and all the other people who are watching are like, nah, shiny Pokemon, who cares, then you most likely will get a shiny Poke. And, I got many. And I've got ones that are untouched, I've got Eevees, I've got Dratinis, I've got awesome stuff for you. So, tune into that. It'll be coming up in a few weeks. And that's about it. So, I'm DeogenZ, and I will see you next week. Welcome back to Effort Value Expertise, the Heart Gold, Soul Silver Effort Value Training Series put on by me, DeogenZ. And today, what we are focusing on is physical attack. So, you want yourself an offensive sweeper, you say? Well, make sure that you have Pokerus